Okay, so let's hand trace this loop, right? So let's take a look at the code we wrote last time. Right, this is the code, right? And then this is the result. As you can see, these three lines, right? Well, these three lines were printed by this print statement inside the while loop. That means what? It loops 3 times. It's 1, 2, and 3, right? So it loops 3 times. Then the loop terminates, and then execute the statement final value, right? For the balance is $8, and it takes 3 years. So let's just so just like I said, the best way to hand tracing a loop is the best way to, right, to learn while loop. So let's hand trace this loop. So the balance is 1 initially, right? Initially the balance is 1. So initially we have balance is 1. And the target value is 8. And then here is 0, right? This is initial value. And then we have a semicolon and we have indentation here. That means balance and year and print these 3 statements. They are all belong to this while loop, right? So initially interesting values that we have to trace down are the balance and year, right? And then, so let's see. So as long as the balance is less than 8, since the target is 8, and then let's see. So I'm going to need 2 columns. First, I need to have a balance, and then the next variable that I have to watch out is what year. So initially, my balance is I have a $1, right? And then year is a 0. This is initially, even before you get into this loop. That's the initial value. So the balance $1 is less than 8, right? Which is true, right? So that's the first. So this is loop. So the first loop, right? So 1 is less than 8, which is true. So the balance is equal to the balance times 2. So 1 times 2 is 2, right? So my balance is now becomes 2. And then year will be incremented by 1. So at this point it's 0, right? 0 plus 1 is equal to 1. Right? 1. And then it's print balance and year. So print 2 and 1, right? Which, as you can see, if you look at the result, it prints 2 and 1, right? And then let's go to the while statement. Now, is that 2? Balance is 2, right? Is that 2 is less than 8? Yes. So my balance is going to be doubles. 2 times 2, which is 4. And then the year will be incremented by 1. By the way, this is loop number 2. This is like loop number 2. And then it's going to print what? Balance and then year. So it prints 4 and 2, right? Now, and then it goes to, so this is the end of the while statement. So let's go back to this while statement, especially this Boolean conditions, right? So the balance 4, the 4 is less than 8. Yes. So my balance is doubled. So now it's 8. By the way, this is loop number 3. And then my year will be incremented by 1, so 3, right? Okay. So it's going to print balance and year, which is 8 and 3. Right? It prints 8 and 3. Okay. Now, so then it's going to do this while statement, especially it's going to test this Boolean condition. Now the balance 8. Is that 8 is less than 8? Right? No, this is not true because 8 is equal to target. So this becomes what? This becomes false. Because 8 is not less than 8. So that's the termination, right? It's going to terminate this loop, and then it will exit out of this loop, and then execute the next statement, right? That's the end of the loop. Then it will exit out of this loop, and then it's going to print next statement, right? So the final values are, and then we're going to print balance, right, which is 8. It's going to print 8, and then year, which is 3, right? So final values are 8 and 3. Okay, so this is the end of this analysis. This is the end of the analysis of this code. So let me just end my lecture here.